Hi. Okay, I am now live. Hi. Press and hold. Okay. For advanced controls, press and hold for advanced controls. Is that something new? Sketch, hide chat, camera flip. Okay, new. Okay, I didn't know that was on there. I may have to play around with that, but I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to give you a couple of quick DIY tips. And my name is Jeanette. Yeah, new options. Who knew? So I can draw on here. Is that what the option is? Do you guys want to see me draw? And also, hello, Andrea. Welcome. And I'm hoping there is another way to save a Periscope. Let me know if anybody has done this. I know the hashtag save us. I know the hashtag save will save it to Periscope. I don't know for how long. And also my last one that I did, somehow my iPhone, it didn't save to my phone. So now I can't figure out how to get it from Periscope and save it to my website, which is really the reason I did the post to begin with. So, okay, I'll figure it out at some point. But if anybody happens to know, contact me at, yes, new options to save. Oh, there are new options to save. Whoops. Okay, I probably should have checked that out before I just popped on. I don't know if this will save or not, but that's okay. I've just got two quick tips that I'm going to share with you today. My name is Jeanette, and I blog at countrydesignstyle.com, and I do tons of DIY projects. Everything. I like testing things, I like trying new things, and I like to try things and then figure out if I find something that works, I'm going to share it with you. So this is one of my tips that I thought I would share with you, is to write it down. That's a big thing. I may scribble it on a scrap piece of paper. I use graph paper a lot to draw out. Because I do a lot of woodworking, it's easy to draw out sizes of woods and stuff like that on graph paper. But I also try to share them with you on Country Design Style. And this is just kind of this is actually blank other than the picture. But I have project plans that I share with you. So a lot of time, like in this picture, is a calendar chalkboard or just a very large chalkboard, whichever way you want to go. But I set this up where my calendar stays in place, my squares, I can erase over it, and I can then move my dates around. So, and I've given you tips on how to, hi Susan, welcome. So I give step-by-step instructions on how to do this. And this one here, I think I did give it 3 Band-Aids. I give Band-Aids of, hopefully we don't cut our fingers, but how hard the project is, up to 5 Band-Aids. And then I give you a list of tools you'll need to have on hand, because you know when you're doing woodworking sometimes you'll need some tools, and I give you the basic tools, and then you know if you've got something above that, like this may be only a jigsaw, but if you happen to have a miter saw, that's all the best. Oh, hi Megan, it's glad to see you. Oh, it looks like I'm incredibly organized. I can fake it a lot. I'm not really this organized, but I do. If there's an area in my life that I do try to stay organized, it's my DIY projects and stuff, because that's just my passion. So I'll be organized with that. My kitchen, not so organized. Looks good on the outside, looks fine, but if you start going through my kitchen cabinets, you're going to find possibly a drill in it. But you never know what you're going to find. So it's just, you know, where your passion is where I tend to stay organized. But anyway, so I did want to share with you that there are many of these DIY plans. Hi, oh, it's so good to see you. Welcome. On the website, and it gives, you know, your list of your supplies, what you need to go, if your wood supplies or whatever. It may not all be woodworking either. And then, you know, it will most likely be several pages. I'll give you your cut list if you've got to cut, whether it's fabric, whether it's wood, whatever you need to cut to prepare for it. Then I give you the steps, and usually there's pictures along the side so that you can see the step-by-step pictures so you know exactly where you're at. And then also down at the bottom, I usually give a little bit of additional information like painting tips or something like that to, you know, to kind of enhance it or take it those steps further. If it's a pillow pattern, I might tell you, you know, here's some ideas to kind of decorate your pillow that might make it more yours than what I might do. So that's one of my tips. When you're doing any kind of project, write things down, because sometimes, you know, you'll find that later you're going, what did I do? How did I make that? So it's kind of good to always have kind of a little bit of a plan. And then, so that's tip number one. Now, tip number two, I love this. I've been doing this for long before chalk paint even became on the market and huge, is go to your hardware store and buy a gallon of paint. Doesn't matter what brand. I usually buy the cheap one. Buy a white, just get plain old white, and get it flat paint. Okay? After you've bought your white gallon of flat paint, before you walk out of the store, stop and get one of these lids that covers it. And you can pour out of it, which I like this new rubber one. This one's kind of neat. It's brand new. I haven't even used this one particular one yet. But I just got me a new gallon of white flat paint. So I'm so excited. So anyway, I will change my lid, keep this lid on, and then that way, if I want to make my own paint, now in my own colors and stuff, I can do that. I can pour out a cup into ice cream containers. I've got these little ice cream containers that I keep, or yogurt containers too. But I'll pour out about a cup, and then I will use your regular little craft bottles of paint, and I will tint my own paint using those craft paints, those little, I mean, sometimes you can get them for 50 cents on sale. So just get a collection of colors of those, and you can take those and add this into your paint. Stir it up well. Another tip is I use popsicle sticks because they're inexpensive. Yeah, it works great. Use popsicle sticks, stir it up really well, and then just go to town painting. Whatever, you know, I'm not going to paint my walls with it, but if I'm just making a shelf, if I'm making a little bench, then this way, this gallon of paint, I've got a multitude of color. Chopsticks also works really great too because they're extra long. Those work good. And also wooden screwers also work really well for your barbecue stuff. Those also work. I use some of those. But usually for just my little 1 cup thing, the popsicle stick is perfect. I can get in there and really stir it up really well. So that's what I do. That's one of my tips. Now it's also, since chalk paint is available and we're making our homemade ones, I will also sometimes add a little bit of my has samples 99 cents every now and then. Yeah, those are great too. And as you use that paint out of that container, I keep my paint containers because I may want to take my gallon and add some more to it. And I think this gallon of paint was like maybe $9 or something. So I've got a lot of paint for $9 that I can make any color I want. Now, if I want to make it black or a dark red or something, I'm not going to be able to do it. Okay, it's just too much color that you need. But if you're looking at some of the soft, because I use a lot of different shades of whites, it's great for that. You can just kind of tint it to a soft blue, you can tint it to a soft green, and you'll be surprised, those little bottles, it'll tint pretty dark. So just put a little bit at a time. Another thing too, back to keeping notes, if you do a color that you like, make sure you've got a little note card and you write down, you know, in my cup of white paint, I added 2.5 tablespoons of, you know, a green color, whatever the green might be. Make a note of that so that you know if you find something that you just really love, keep mixing it up yourself. You can also take a little brush and stick it on your little note card, which is another good idea. And if you find out that you really love it and you want to paint a room that color, take your note card with your little sample in and have them mix that color. So that's another little tip for you. So I kind of got quite a few different tips out of my tube. Our recycle area waste gives away free. Oh, that is wonderful. What a great idea. I don't think we have that in our community. It would be great if we did, though. That would be wonderful. Oops Paint is also fabulous. Sometimes I I usually always go check out the Oops Paint, whether I'm picking up paint there or not, because sometimes there's some unique colors in there that are kind of fun to work with, especially when we're just kind of doing all kinds of different projects and everything. So thanks for all the hearts, everybody. Yay, I appreciate that. So that's what I got for you today. Miss Standard, yeah, that's a great, and I love paint. I used to think that back in the day when you got paint, and you know how they use those things and they would, oh, I'm so glad you shared. Thank you. I'll thank you for sharing too. Good to see you. But when they used to mix the paint and they had to measure it all out and put in so much and drip it down, now it's all computer and it's just not as much fun. But when they used to do that, I used to think they had the best jobs. I never know what you need until you see it. I know. It's all of a sudden it's like, oh, I need that color. But there's something about paint that I just absolutely love. I love the stirring of it. I love the mixture of it. I like mixing some of my paints together. And some of my favorite colors are things that I just mix together. And I'm like, oh, there is a green that I make all the time. I don't have a name for it. It's just I keep that little 3x5 card and take it in when I want more of it. And it's just a very soft green that I just haven't been able to find on any of those paint chips. So, so those are my tips for you today. Tomorrow, me too. It's like, yeah, it's like quilters with that. It's the exact same thing. I know there's people that have just tons and tons of little pieces of fabric and they want this and they've got to have this little piece and they've got it all stored under beds and in closets and everything. I'm kind of that way with my paint. And some of it's in just little jars here and there and everything. And I love my little shelf of mix match jars and stuff of the paint that I've mixed myself. So it's fun. It kind of warms my heart. So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be on with a simple DIY project. I don't know what it is I'm going to make, but last week we did the rustic box. I will be sharing it. Yeah, I know it's a paint. Oh, and you don't want to, yesterday we found a beautiful red outdoor paint. Ooh, that sounds gorgeous. Oh, I know, I'm the same way. It's like, I can't wait to use it. And what else can I paint? I've even bought the paint to make a project and loved it so much that I've made other things to kind of paint that color. You know, it's like the paint comes first before the project sometimes, many times. But tomorrow I will be on at 2 o'clock Mountain Time with a DIY project. Now last week, some of you got to see me in the workshop. I still have not sat down and watched all that. I need to do that. It's saved on Periscope. I've got to figure out how to get it out of Periscope because I really want to put it in a post. But I apologize for that scope because I was working outside. It was very windy. I was in the shade and I literally could not see comments. I couldn't even see myself unless my hat got into the frame. I really could not see anything. So hopefully it wasn't great. Oh, good. I'm so glad. But I will be putting up a post on Saturday with the rustic boxes that I did make and how actually it's probably not going to go. I say Saturday. I'm going to be working on it late Saturday afternoon. So it probably won't go up till Sunday. But it's going to have the boxes in it. Hopefully a copy of the Periscope, and I'm going to be using it on my ladies' luncheon that I'm having on Saturday. So those boxes will show up on my buffet table. So I appreciate everybody watching. I'll come up with a DIY project for tomorrow that's easier than making that box was. Actually, making a box is very, very easy. You just got to go in and just go for it. And I'm thinking about adding on the website common sizes to pine boards because that always throws people. If you buy a 2x4, you think you're going to get a 2x4 board, but you really don't. So I think I'm going to add something like that to the website too. So you can kind of go there and figure out exactly what size you're going to get. So thanks for all the hearts, everybody, and I will see you on Periscope 2 o'clock Mountain Time tomorrow afternoon, and we'll do an easy DIY project. Thanks everybody for watching. Again, I'm Jeanette and I blog at countrydesignstyle.com. Thanks for following. Bye. Oh, I forgot how to stop. Bye.